old pal John Hart, and let's paint something today. Guess what, guys? We're hot today, and we're gonna visit this guy again. The last episode, I painted him, and I wanted to use really loose strokes, and I wanted to use this this texture paste, which is new to me. And I finished up last episode, and I've been looking at it all week, and there's so much I want to change about it. And I'm going to do it because I'm an artist and I can do whatever I want. So I'm going to change some things on this today. I wanted this guy to have more of an expression like this guy does, and it's not working. And there's some unresolved things that I can articulate. This looks like its top part is melding into the bottom part. So I just need to just define some edges better. Make him more fluffy looking, and just define that happy, content look in his face that this guy has. So that's what I'm gonna do. And let's see if I can. What kind of brush do I want? I feel like I want to just get the background a little dark. And in retrospect, when I painted this, I probably should have just done an underpainting and solved the problems that I'm dealing with now. Like, okay, where's it supposed to be really dark? Where's the real edge on this? What's his expression look like? Where are the highlights hitting correctly? There's a lot of things I didn't resolve in the last episode, and I'm gonna try and do it today. So I think right now I'm just gonna better resolve. I kind of want the edge of this guy coming out more like that. And the reason I want that is so his mouth can end inside this part too. I think it's just more believable that way. And just even adding that right now is kind of darkening things up and giving me a better feel of where the shadows are. And you know what? Look at this. I think I'm already ahead of myself. Just adding this little bit of this light coat of the dark magenta. You can still see and feel the texture underneath it, and that's working out really good. I'm all of a sudden really happy with this. I thought this was going to be kind of tough, but the first thing seems to be very solvable. Okay, I think I'm just defining my darks a lot better. And these guys up here, I'm gonna fix that because the eyes are just totally wrong. So I think what I need to do is just cover up the eyes and figure out where the new ones are gonna be. That's the organic orange. That's transparent. And this is cadmium. This is the opaque orange. And this one too is a little clogged. This episode is brought to you by John's paint clogging tool. And I think John's paint clogging tool might not be a very successful product. Oh, there we go. We have a hole. All right, and now this one is the opaque orange. And I'm just gonna get these eyes covered up. Okay. Oh, that's a nice look too. And I think what I also want to do, I'm adding kind of the dark ones, and I want to have more of a glowy yellow feel versus kind of a little bit more glowy yellow than that, and that's orange, which is fine. So let me just get those eyes covered. And it's nice because I already have all this textured paint on here. And I will add some more of this texture paste, but I just kind of want to get the colors on target here. And I want some of these kind of mustachio things that the cat has just coming down a little more. And again, look at how loose I'm doing this. And I want to say this is probably the loosest painting I've ever done, and I'm pretty happy. I don't like how far out this is going. Yeah. That's good. Now I'm taking some of this transparent paint, and I want to thin it out a little bit with some matte medium. The transparent orange. Here we go. And I just kind of want to get this over what I already did. And it's nice, we still have all the texture there. But he's super orangey. He's already looking so much more vibrant. But right now, do you guys see? I need to figure out where the top of that is. And he has the smile I'm looking for. And let me get a little bit of that over there. So, and a little bit of white too. White, I took the yellow out, I never put it on my palette. White, yellow. And these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, that's that's my palette for this thing. So I want kind of the top of this guy, and I'm putting this on super loose too, even though this isn't necessarily thick and textured. The strokes are really, really loose, and it looks like it. There we go, and they kind of look like glowy at top. I'm going to use a little bit of the yellow in there too. That's really glowy. Okay. I'm really feeling so much better about this already. And maybe I'm too close to it. I think last time I was really so happy at the end of the session, and then I kept looking at it and I kept nitpicking it. And usually when I look at something and nitpick it, I just say, I'll just figure out that problem next time I paint and just be done with what I'm working on. But so I'm taking this magenta right now, and I'm just really trying to darken up the places that really need to be dark. And I think right here, I actually used some black. No, that looks like purple I used for the nose. So I'll probably get a little bit of purple out. Add that to my palette. No, I don't think I want that. I think what I'll want here is, let's see, I'm trying to think. The direction of the hair should be pointing down, I think. So let me just kind of do that. Yeah, I think if it was pointing up, it would look not natural. So, oh, look, there's an ant crawling on the painting. Is that some kind of, is that some sort of omen when an ant gets on your art? Oh, that'd be cool. I hope someone can find something about the good luckness or even the evilness of ants. Maybe I'm cursed. That would be awful. Isn't that nice? You see how the little orange right next to there is a lot lighter? It kind of looks like it's almost backlit. There's a nice look to it. He looks right. I think I really want to define this better, because this isn't defined, because it's like this is going to be the top of his head here, and the ears kind of behind it. So I bet you I could do the same thing here. Yeah, and maybe add white in there too. I don't know if it should be dark or glowy white around the edges. Probably glowy white for that reason, because to prove that it's in front of the dark ear. Or maybe glowy orange. Yeah. I feel like I'm messing it up. I'm kind of not getting that right. So let's go back to the edges being glowy white. So yeah, and last time when I worked on this, I think I did this 100% with a palette knife. Maybe I did. Maybe I used a little bit of brush, but I think it was mostly palette knife, and I liked it. That's really throwing me off. Okay. Okay, that's the color I need. This glowy yellow, this Indian yellow. I think that's good. Indian yellow, and then I'm gonna mix just a little white with it up here. I think I got too much of the red on the edges, and it just isn't looking natural. It looks kind of... There we go, that's what I'm looking for. I think I need more. I was blending in the colors too much. You gotta... And a little more here. And this is the moment of truth where I put his eyes. I feel like I boo-booed it. I think why I boo-booed it last time is I used the palette knife, and I think I just need a little bit of a better line. And let's see. And it's just a line, I don't want to overthink it. That seems right there. And that, I was ready to say that seems right there, but I might screw it up. Okay, let's see. Dude, I think that helps. That makes things work. I think I'm gonna get some of that dark purple here. Dark purple. A Diox purple. All right. And just get that nose, define the nose a little better, because the nose is like just black. And I think last time I painted the nose with the palette knife. Look at that. I'm sure it looks black on camera. It's hard to see that it's purple, but it's dark. Let's get some of that in the ears too. The ears really go back a lot. They're going back inside the cavity of the ear, plus the light, it doesn't have any direct light on it, so it's like super darker. Ooh, that's nice. I'm mixing it just a little bit with the white, and it's coming out nice. There you go. I am going to get an even skinnier brush here. I think this is too white here. Let's put a little bit of... I'll put a little bit of yellow in there, and it's doing what I want. I'm sticking with these eyes, making them darker. And I want this tail to be blue, but I think I'm going to do that last, because I'm really happy with... Dude, I'm so happy with what happened today. This was looking not as finished, and now it's looking a little more finished. I feel like it's kind of sloppy around here, so I think I might want to just make you have bigger ears, just to cover up my sloppiness. Yeah, you see, bigger ear. It goes down there. It looks kind of dumb, but I'm okay with looking dumb. There we go. And it looks, I feel like I need to get, I kind of like what's going up there. I want to just define, I don't even know what you call these things. Those little mustachioed tufts on the side here. You ever do that? That's the wrong side of the brush, dude. But I just want to kind of give these a little more dimension, a little bit. Even though it's super loosey. And mix them in with this pretty orange. And I think I want just a little more of the light glowy yellow up here. And actually maybe I can intersperse it with the orange, right? Put it up there. Same thing here, just kind of get the light near the top, because that's kind of where the sunlight, or maybe he's in a studio somewhere being lit up, but light is usually coming from above, so if you could always kind of keep that in mind. Yeah, that looks okay. You know what? I want to get a little bit, I painted here and here earlier without any of this texture paste. I'm gonna take a kind of a flop of it and throw it on my palette, see if I can give those edges right here, that new stuff, a little bit of texture. And I think I will mix it with the cadmium orange, which is a little more opaque. I'll use both oranges. Whatever. I'll just go. I feel like, let me do this. I feel like I need more of it actually in the dark part of the red. And it looks like it's pinky, but I think it's just the nature of this stuff to be white when it is wet. But I could be mistaken. So what I'm doing, I'm just kind of painting this texture stuff on almost raw, and then I'm just painting over it and mixing it with the darker color. We'll see. Remember, guys, paint always dries darker. Unless, I used this stuff one time. I was doing this decorative painting, and it's called lime wash, and it actually dries lighter, which threw me for a loop, and I kind of had to rethink how I was applying the stuff because of that. But whatever. Lessons learned all the time. Lessons learned. Okay, there we go. Give him just a little bit of glow. And look, I got a little messy here. Aw. I guess I'll be okay. But I won't be okay. I got a little messy here, so I'm just gonna probably paint over that with some something. What color? What color is that? That's cerulean. That's the color I like to use for. You see that too? And I think when you're physically layering it like this, and you can see the brush strokes, kind of helps with the whole texture thing. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be putting more time into this than I originally thought, just because I know it's gonna come out the way I want it. So I'll be here for a little time, I'm just using the paint, a little bit of this the texture paste, and I'm mixing it on here and seeing how it goes. But I want him more glowy for sure. And let's see. I feel like I need to get the edges on this side glowy too. So right here, I just want to make sure that I'm painting, I guess, the direction the hair will be growing in the right way. I don't want it to go up. And I feel like that's something I could easily forget and not pay attention to. See? You see, I did it here. I think I did it there. Did I? No, it was the right way. Whatever. I'm gonna get some more of this texture paste on there and just give it some nice little hair strokes. I think that's what I'm calling them. I'm gonna put a little bit more of this purple in here. So we're gonna have a shadow, right? That's the shadow from the tail. And that tail I think is gonna be bright blue, or as bright blue as I can figure it out. And you know, I'm noticing there's a lot of blue coming through from the back, and I'm kind of not liking it. Usually I like when there's some different colors popping through, but it's not working well with this, and I don't know why. So I'm covering it up because I'm unhappy with them. Don't be unhappy with your painting. Be unhappy with the paints. I'm very happy with the paints. Here we go. Getting a little darker under here. I'm gonna put a little bit of the paste in there. Texture paste. I have to get used to saying that because I've never used it before. And I want to call it something different, like schmutz or something. I don't think it's really called schmutz, but I'm going to put some more of this schmutz on here. I'm going to put a lot of it and just try and get, you know, these kind of random textury things. Mm-hmm. This is when you play that, oh, who was that guy? We were singing him last episode. What was that guy? That song. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Not Tequila. Just like a song while I'm painting. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. Alright, this is looking so much better. I feel so much happier with this. I think I need to get a little darker down here. I'm afraid I'm putting too much darkness on there. I'm gonna I mixed just a little bit of the magenta in with the orange, so it's gonna be not that dark. It's kind of a nice color. That's kind of a I like that. And let me just make it a little super dark in places so it's not looking so flat. I think that is a problem a lot of new painters do when they have this idea, oh, I want to paint this cat or whatever, and they do that and they make the background absolutely flat, and I feel like that takes so much away from the painting because it's sitting in nowhere. I mean, this is almost flat too, but I did do the clouds there, and it gives it a sense of place. And now that I think of it, I want to make it more cloudy looking, so he's in a better place because it seems kind of flat. But anyway, a lot of new painters, they'll just do that flat background, and it's just, I can't articulate why it burns me so much, but maybe because it's the easy way out, and it is the easy way out, and sometimes you need to do the easy way out, but don't do it all the time. Figure out how to ground your painting. All right, I'm gonna get back to here. I want you to be, I think I want you to be more light yellow instead of pink in the middle. I got a lot of that magenta in there mixed with the white, and I want it to be more of this Indian yellow. Yeah. Oh, it's looking good. I think I want some of that up here too. Ooh, it's a little too much, but that's okay. There we go. Look at you. And that's the issue I'm having on this side. There was just pink in there and it just wasn't right. Oh, look at you. Now I want some more up here too. This original of that one, it was pretty big. It was like 24 by 30. And that was hanging up in the man cave. When I first started painting and I hung up, I met the people from the man cave and they said, oh, hang up your work. And I did. And I've been hanging it up there ever since. But that was like one of the first pieces. And it's like right 2 days after I hung it up, some guy bought it and then he kept it there for like 3 years until he moved out of the area. But it was kind of nice. It's really nice when you're starting out doing this thing and people spend money on your art and they're like, maybe I can do this artist thing. So, feel like I need to, here we go. I just want to kind of make it look like there we go. You kind of look like you got hairs or, do cats have hair or is it fur? I don't know what to call it. I don't think they care too much what you call it. Cats don't do that, I think, except being fed. Yeah. We fed you already, cat. We got a cat comes down here, he does his business in that corner and eats in that corner. We've had a good run. Doesn't that look so much better than it did like a half hour ago? All right. And you know what? I want just a little bit of this on the edge, kind of give it that kind of glowy feel. Yeah, it kind of works. All right. Dude, I'm so much happier with that than I was an hour ago or whenever ago. So, I think I said I'm not a big fan of going back and changing things up, but I've been doing it more and more lately, and I kind of like it. Even if I had something started and I kind of lost the energy to kind of pick up that project again, if I can just hop on it and start painting and kind of, it won't be the same project I had 6 months ago when I started it, but it's going to be a new project because it's all kind of new to me if I treat it that way. But if I feel like it's something I'm trying to pick off where I left 6 months ago, I can't do that. I feel like the whole confines of the project are different just because I don't have the same energy I had when I started. I might have a different energy when finishing it. But anyway, I need to get some blue on here. I need to fix this spot right here. It's kind of just not that dark that I want it to be here. There we go. And I think I forgot to add the little reflections on the nose because that'll look good. And the blue. Let's get the blue and call it a day. Let's try this turquoise blue. Phthalo turquoise. I'm gonna plop it right here on the edge, and that's all I need. I need a little dot. And if I was better about putting little dots on here, I think I would use much less paint, but whatever. I'm going. Ooh, that looks pretty good. And this is sitting on top of white texture paste. I think I just want a little bit of some sort of dark blue, which would be, come on, is this phthalo? That's cerulean. Come on, dude, what'd I do with that blue? That's purple. I'll just use purple. So there's a little lesson. Instead of using the paint you want, just use something else that you have. And I want a little bit more white on there, and I'm gonna thin this white out as thin as I possibly can. Okay. I feel like this up here is in the shadow of his mouth, so I'm gonna make it uber dark. Yeah, so it's like kind of going in there. I'm okay with that. Maybe not that dark. That's a nice blend, the turquoise and this purple. I gotta remember that next time I can remember that. Well, I need that specific purple turquoise color. There we go. All right, let me feel like I don't want to overdo this eye, but I feel like it needs to be a little thicker than it is. And a little longer. Okay. He's about as happy as I think I can make him. A little more yellow here. The right ear tip. There we go. Yes, he looks a little. Is the right word cattywampus? Yeah, I'm just trying to get some texture in there. Oops. I'm gonna get some yellow here. It's so hard because really when I'm sitting here, I'm like kind of looking at all, looking at this way, but well, I guess once you kind of step back, it should come together. Let's step back. Oh, like it. Do you like it? All right. Let's call this a day. You know what I did? I kept looking at this over the past week. I did the first half of this last week, and I wasn't happy with it. And guess what? Let me just say, am I happy with it now? I think I'm happy with it. I think it tells the story. But anyway, all I did was I really kind of figured out where things needed to be, where the edges need to be, where I was defined. This was mixed up here, so you couldn't tell the top of his cheek from where his eyes are. There was a few things I had to figure out. I figured them out, and I got the expression right, and that was probably the most important thing. So I got that happy, contented, cat-eating mouse expression. So, and this was new for me, using this texture and being so loose, and I really had a good time doing it. So I'm gonna see where it can take me next. I'm sure I could use that texture paint in a different way too, so. Thanks for checking in, and if you are a painter, an artist, a creator, do that. Create, paint, make art, and whatever you do, do something wonderful today.